Chris Ward, how you doing?
Good to see you, Marty. After I don't know how many years it's been.
At least 15, I think, something like that. Yeah.
You look great.
Thank you. You do too. All right.
Thank you. Like an old bottle of wine that's been corked. Here we are in the New Hampshire studio, and I just got back up from Washington a few weeks ago, and I'm working on a painting of Hong Kong that is Victoria Peak, and this is the study here. So I work on the conceptual study first. It's a 5x10 conceptual study, and that's kind of where I work up my composition and my color, and I'm using that as my guide, if you will, to work on the linen stretched final painting.
Beautiful.
So I'm about 3 weeks from the finish point on that.
Now, if I remember right, you said you take about a month to do a painting, or is it more than that?
It depends on the piece. I think generally about a month for a large piece, depending on the complexity. Much like this is a fairly complex painting in that there's a lot of history and there's a lot of research that I had to do based on the ships that are going to be in the scene, as well as what's going on in the harbor. There'll be a lot of detail back here beyond the junk. As you can see, I'm just starting the detail.
Chinese junk, by the way.
Chinese junk.
Just so people don't confuse it.
It's junk. And then, whereas you take a painting like this, is also
That's wonderful.
A simpler piece, but complex in its own right, in that it's just trying to get the balance of atmosphere and light and color on such a simple painting. Some people think that because the painting doesn't have as much quote-unquote detail as a harbor scene or a port scene, it's not as difficult. In reality, getting the balance of the atmosphere is very difficult, and trying to control the palette and get some type of atmosphere and emotion throughout the painting is very difficult. So that's one of them working on here as well. I forgot the study. And here are two other small studies for large paintings that I'm going to work on. And this is actually a coastal New Hampshire scene with some gaff rig sailors. And then the painting on the top is going to be called Little Regatta. And then there's a very warm fog in the sky that just kind of caught my eye. And it was just misty and everything was kind of blurry. So those are two conceptual paintings that I'm working on.
And this is a landscape yours?
This is a landscape of actually our summer house in Cape Split, Maine.
Oh, Cape Split, where John Marin's from.
John Marin was our next door neighbor.
Really?
Yeah. My mother remembers it when she was a child.
Now, I talk to Mrs. Marin every now and then. She's very nice.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, that is Cape Split, and John Marin used to come to that house quite often, actually, to visit.
Wow.
I was good friends with my grandfather.
All right, well, we're just going to do this short little video, just over 3 minutes for our website. And thank you, Chris. I hope whoever looks at this also listens to the podcast.
Great.
Bye now.